Hey guys, and welcome back to the Ghouls'n Goblins Fest, if you want to call it that, I guess. We're gonna play Ghouls'n Ghosts now, and I know absolutely nothing about this one too, so Mexi, please take it away.
Well, as you can see with this cutscene, it picks up right back where the last one left, but we get a 3-year intermission. This intro cutscene is actually only in the arcade version. I edited it into this playthrough because I will be using the Genesis Master System version of this game. One interesting thing about this version is that it was programmed by Yuji Naka back in 1989, so he did this game before Sonic.
Nice.
Mr. Golden Ferrari Man himself.
And if you are a bit confused on the naming scheme, well, so is everyone else. The first one was Ghosts & Goblins, the second is Ghouls & Ghosts, the third one is Super Ghouls & Ghosts, and much later on down the line, there was a fourth game for the PSP called Ultimate Ghosts & Goblins, so they brought the goblins back for the fourth game.
See, the goblins wouldn't have shown up unless they were green, so they need a game called Green and Goblins, and it's just like, William Dafoe on the front.
Well, first of all, Willem Dafoe. Second of all, what's changed gameplay-wise since Ghosts and Goblins, Mexi?
So the big thing in terms of what Arthur can do is that he can shoot up, and if he's jumping in the air, he can shoot down. These are extremely helpful, and I love these additions, and they're part of what makes this game actually my favorite in the trilogy. The next big thing is the addition of magic armor. This actually has the plot relevance that we don't find out until the very end of the game.
Of course.
What you find out with G&G games is that you get all of the plot in the end credits. But with the magic armor, we don't get an extra hit. If he gets hit with magic armor, he loses all of it. He doesn't revert back to the original tin armor. What it does allow you is, you notice on the bottom left, there's some red circles. We can charge the attack button to unleash a magic spell. Each weapon has its own unique spell.
Sorry, I just noticed the Arthur icons in the bottom right, and I thought of Ronnie from Womp.
Oh, he does kind of look like him, yeah. And that's the first boss. Pretty easy. You want to work a lot on doing back momentum throws, where it's just you jump in one direction, but while in midair you shoot behind you. That was super important last game. I didn't get to it, but also super important in this game.
I'm just really enjoying the Mega Drive animation and just all the crunchy metallic sound effects, but I could go on about them all day. Richie, you've been waiting to waft thine vocal cords, so please splurge about Arthurian lore for a bit.
Will do. The first thing I do want to point out, and this is just something that I've just noticed because of the armour, it looks very similar to what would then go on to be Excalibur Sonic.
Yep, I was going to...
Black Knight, because it's the golden armour with the red cape. I don't know whether that's just a thing that Japanese people think of when they think of Arthur, or whether there is something to do with that in Arthurian legend, because I don't know anything relating to it.
Well, recently, according to certain anime, Arthur is a girl, so whatever, I guess, in Japanese.
Like I said, programmed by Yuji Naka, maybe this stuck in his memory and he wanted to relive the days of reprogramming an arcade game.
I just like the idea of the Japanese getting all their history of Western stuff from video games for some reason.
I could totally see that, yeah.
Anyway, I digress. Richie, go for it, mate.
Okay, so obviously this isn't actually really Arthur, but then again, nobody really knows what Arthur is. Because the oldest kind of written text we have is the Historia Brittonum by a guy called Nennius, which has got a record of Arthur and 12 battles he fought against invading people.
One of them was against a fire dog, obviously.
Of course.
Hey, that fire dog is Cerberus, minus 2 heads.
There's a bunch of other kind of folktale-y stuff, but the main thing that brought Arthur into the history books is Geoffrey of Monmouth's Historia Regum Britanniae, or the History of the Kings of Britain, which basically creates the mythos and the story arc of Arthur. Then that story got picked up numerous times, so the Roman de Brute by Wace, Lackerman's Brute, and then you get to Chrétien de Troyes, who wrote romances, and basically he introduced Lancelot and Percival and so on into the Arthurian court, and apparently Lancelot and Percival turn up in later Ghosts and Goblins games.
Yes, you actually get them as clone characters with different amounts of stats.
Some of them are DLC. It's terrible.
No, G&G never got to that point. We just have to deal with dickish game design, not dickish game design / business models.
What the hell are these things meant to be?
Oh my god, these things have like the most adorable name ever. They're... Oh, I can't remember! No, they're called the Beholders. Yes.
Beholders aren't adorable. Obviously, you've never met D&D Beholders.
I have. I've seen the old Final Fantasy edited sprite that they had to change because of copyright issues.
Oh yeah, that's true. I remember that bit.
Yeah, I totally left that out of other playthroughs.
I've seen many different types of moving platforms, but never tongue platforms before.
Here's the funny thing. If you ride on them and it gets close to the demon's mouth, you get eaten.
Oh, wow.
That's harsh.
Kind of makes sense, though, if you think about it.
It makes perfect sense. There's so many dickish moves in this game that when you think about it, you're like, oh, wait, yeah, I guess that sort of works out. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Alright, so here's the third boss. It's Krako, but not really. It's a Gasudo, and I got the knife for this boss fight because its magical spell is Shadow Clone / that one attack that Zero gets in one of the X games. I don't remember which one. But you get a delayed clone, pretty much like he's always 2 moves behind you, and he's really helpful for that boss fight because then you can just like toss 5 knives at once.
That does sound like a good power, but you know me, I need my stando power every so often.
I like the really shifty Grim Reaper zombie things that pop out of the ground. They have a little look around and then decide to accost Arthur.
Those guys are super cool. They don't stick around. About this level, the ceiling hurts you because they're sharp fucking crystals. It makes sense.
Well, it does, but I suppose you'd have to find out the hard way the first time you played the game.
Yes, you would. And then it randomly just transitions into this, It reminds me of the musical level in Rayman where you're sliding on the level and the staff parts.
Yeah, yes, Bandland.
Bandland, that's what it was. Also, all of these spiky things, they hurt you too. So you gotta be very careful.
God, I encounter these in the summer down here in Florida when you walk into fucking flowers because they're spreading their pollen everywhere.
Yeah, those are annoying too. Now, this boss is Omi, and it doesn't really attack you. He just chills out, and you have to strike his exposed guts or whatever. What you do need to worry about is his like little spawns and the worms that shoot out of him that are invincible. Once again, the dagger's magic power is super helpful because you can get more hits in a less amount of time. But you gotta be cautious of making sure that the clone is timed with you, otherwise he's just shooting off in the middle of nowhere.
Just going by my past experiences of, like, recording games and such, I'm going to assume this bit took you a while, just due to all the extra variables.
Yeah, and also because there were some times that I felt it was taking me too long to beat him. It's like, wow, this boss fight's dragging on, I should probably redo it.
I get a bit of a Lemmings vibe whenever we're on the world map for some reason, I don't know why.
He is basically marching off to his death.
The Red Airmans reappear. This time they got these like weird spandex armors. I don't know if they had them in the original arcade. I know they don't have them in the NES version we showed, but that's just because the graphics in that game are shit. But once again, Shadow Clone is super helpful just because you can trap him. Because the Red Airmans have a pretty smart AI where they avoid anywhere that it's possible for you to shoot. Like if you're jumping and shooting, then they'll fly lower than you could possibly throw, or they'll fly above your maximum height range and then swoop in when you have your back turned. But having the clone sort of confuses them because then they don't really know, do I dodge the actual guy or do I dodge the clone daggers, and then they just get confused and hit.
Oh well, that guy was unimpressive.
Did you just kill the final boss?
Yeah, Astaroth comes back in this game, but he's only being controlled. The first boss's head, and nothing more, also returns.
Right.
And if one wasn't enough, here's 2 more!
It's like 2 Abobos.
But I'm just gonna avoid that second one. I see people all the time try to take down the second. It's like, why? Nothing's blocking you. Just leave.
It's like Death in Castlevania 2, you can just walk right past him.
God, it's a little early to be recycling absolutely everything beforehand, isn't it?
Well, it's the final level.
What, we're already at the final level? You're kidding me.
No, just 5 levels, and the final boss is Beelzebub. You don't even need to, look in a manual to figure out giant demon fly. I wonder what its name is.
Go on, Richie, I know you want to splurge.
I haven't really got too much on Beelzebub other than his name is Lord of the Flies, and obviously that is where, I think it's Golding, who wrote Lord of the Flies, got it all from, and people like Beelzebub quite a bit. He's quite a popular demon/devil to be used in things.
Hang on a tick, who was that exactly? Was it God?
I have no idea. I have played this game so many times, and I have no idea who that old man is or why he shows up. 2 things to note, though. He says Loki is behind this attack. No. In the original version, Lucifer is behind this attack. So in the first game, we had Satan and Astaroth. In this game, we have Lucifer. I don't know why they turned it to Loki other than...
Censorship.
You don't... Censorship. But the other thing, too, is that we have to look for the goddess of battle. Obviously meant to be the goddess of battle, but her original name is Saint Michael, so she's supposed to be the Archangel Michael, who gives us the best item in the game, the Psycho Cannon. That's not a censorship, that's not a mistranslation, its actual Japanese name is the Psycho Cannon.
Good old M. Bison.
The only way it could get better if it was actually called the Psycho Crusher.
No, well, Capcom, so yeah. Its only drawback is its short range, but its range gets buffed to pretty much normal weapon range with the golden armor. It doesn't have a magical spell, so that's a shame, but honestly, there's no reason to switch out of it. Unlike the first game where I didn't want to keep the shield because certain bosses wouldn't take any damage from it, bosses take shit tons of damage from the Psycho Cannon.
I mean, I guess they realised before that it was a bad idea.
But there is that one problem with it, isn't it? If you accidentally take another weapon, you're pretty much fucked.
Yeah, you'll have to open more chests and you could end up having to deal with the magician dude, so just don't take another weapon. It's pretty easy to avoid weapons in this version of the game. In the last version, because Arthur's jump is so short, you would sometimes get caught.
Now, did you skip us to the end, or is that how the actual game plays out?
I skipped this to the end. I showed all of the second cycle for the last game because it was just so damn fucking short. With this, it's all the same things. I do the exact same things that I did in the first cycle, except I killed everything with the Psycho Cannon in 2 hits.
Fair enough, mate.
Fucking Shotos, I
So
swear.
I'm just gonna jump straight to the end. You don't have to fight Cerberus, don't have to fight Omi or Gasto. We can just go straight to frickin' Beelzebub and Lucifer, who's waiting for us.
No, I think you mean Loki, mate.
Sure. Or in some versions of the game, the Devil.
It's some satanic figure, I don't know. You pick whatever one from Dante's Inferno you like, and I can guarantee you we can make a shitty EA game out of it.
No, I'm telling you, the best mistranslation they've ever done of Lucifer in this series is it's on one of the handhelds. He's called Rushafel.
Huh.
That's not even fucking trying.
Oh, God.
I'm looking for Kirby, have you seen him? No? Alright then, I guess I'll just let you go.
You have a nice day now, Arthur.
God, I love being able to shoot up.
I mean, I have to say, it's surprising that they didn't think that that would be a good idea in the last game, because, I mean, it kind of seems, obvious that you should be able to do that.
Just wait till the next game. Just fucking wait. Enjoy the ability.
Oh, they take it away?
Yeah. This is the only game that has shooting up and shooting down. So you
Why?
want to fight Lucifer? Stand slightly to the left and right of his crotch and he can't hit you.
It's also the only game to not feature pants for the main antagonist. I mean, what was that?
A daring choice, but one that paid off, I think. Here's your girlfriend. That'll be $9.95, please.
I'm the stork, I don't deliver fully grown people.
Alright, time for plot. Pretty much, after Astaroth got his ass kicked in the first game, well, Lucifer decided to take the opening and took over the kingdom, ripped everyone's souls out of their body, and just decided to blend the demon and the human worlds together. So while Arthur was gone for those 3 years, that's when he decided to put all the magic in his weapons
No,
to
I'm
give
gonna
him
have to
those
stop you
magic
there.
attacks.
Arthur has finally defeated Loki, warrior the strongest in the world.
Hey, he has the strength.
Okay, you can continue. I just wanted to point that out.
That's really it. He put magic in the weapons. He's like, yeah, I saw this one coming.
How much plot is there if there's still like 3 minutes left?
He prepared for the new enemy by improving weapons and giving magic power to each weapon. Like, just read it like that guy, and it's just hilarious.
Arthur's full life consequences.
The typos, they hurt.
I can understand why the first G&G's ending had shit typos, but come on, guys. At this point, why is the ending so badly translated?
Well, obviously all the manpower went into giving Arthur the ability to shoot upwards.
That too. And giving him his fancy tiara. In the arcade version, you don't really see it, but when he beats a level and takes his helmet off, and he has gold armor, he has a little tiara. It sparkles.
He's like Marth, then.
Yes. Also, I didn't mention it, but the arcade version of this game is fucking gorgeous, but like the enemy sprites are better in this game, so I can't really honestly tell you which one looks better. The arcade has better environments, but the Genesis version has better models, so.
Am I missing enemy names, or are they just not there?
There's no enemy names, these are just screenshots.
Ghouls' Ghosts, greatest hits.
This is just to recant your adventure. First time I saw these, I thought these were actually playable, and I was like, oh man, I'm so gonna dick these up to make the ending super unserious, but these are actually, these are inputs they're input movies, is what it's called.
When did that happen?
Yeah, no, these aren't from your adventure, these are just predetermined. I don't even think that might be my score. Could be. I know those are my number of lives, because I had the max, even though I played on professional, because this is HFC, and that's how we do things.
Yeah, okay, let's just run with that.
And so Arthur embarked on a triumphant world tour.
It's his comeback tour, actually.
Just kick Cracker in the face.
I've been gone for 3 years, but I'm back. Welcome back to my comeback tour. I'm gonna play some music. You guys ready to rock?
Woo!
It's just a shame he didn't find the Grail whilst he was gone.
Mm-hmm. Well, something else for you to talk about in Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Richie. I also want to hear the origin of Excalibur.
That one's a bit not as fun, I don't think.
Well, the tragedy comes with the territory, mate. Don't worry about it.
Is this gonna recant the second cycle too? Because I don't think I need to be sitting here for that kind of ending.
No. See, the game designers are like, why would we want to see a second cycle? Why'd you make me play a second cycle?
There you go.
I like how his girlfriend's waiting in office just dicking around in a graveyard somewhere.
Also, this ending song is pretty much one of the best songs.
Yes, there will be a sequel, the end! Time for an awkward sign-off. We'll see you next time for the final game of this G&G trilogy, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. See you then!